Hey bro, it is August 18th, 2018. I'm just back from dropping my boys off in Dakar, Drew and Joe. It was the best and the worst of it. It's such a bummer to see them go. It's such a help and a joy to me, some of the best friends I have, and I love my job being their dad and teaching them to obey God and His Word. But I'm really excited for them. They're going to have a great time, lots of experiences, and just be boys on their own-ish, you know? So I'm really excited for them. They looked like they dove in well, which of course Drew did. It's his senior year. He's top of the heap. But Joe was right there. He didn't have any trouble, and they both honored me. They weren't so enamored with all of the young teen life around them that they forgot me. They spent a lot of good time with me the 2 days I was there with them while school was still going on. Woodworking. That's the big boy there that I was working on in some of the other videos. I flattened one side with a hand plane that I had turned into a scrub plane, and winding sticks to get that dialed in, and I think it looks pretty good. I don't know if you can tell there on the camera, but like Diarista says, if it looks straight, it is straight. That's what I'm going on anyhow. We'll see when I try to actually joint this with something if it holds true. But yeah, this wood is a bear. You see people take oak and just split it and it splits in a straight line. This stuff, man, is just hairy. Even with a really good sharpened plane, you plane over this, you get, let's see right here. So go in this direction, it's rough, and go in this direction, it's smooth. So it's smooth, rough, from planing over the top of this. It's just really squirrely grain. Kind of cool looking. Put a little oil on it and then see what it would look like. And then when I did the far side, I had a saw. I used the saw to rip the length of this really hard mahogany board and swore I would never do it again. Guess what today's video is about? So, put this away. Daddy! Hey girl! Woo! Yep. So then I got to work on this next one. What I need now is a tray bottom, just like I think it's a 1/2 inch thick tray bottom that'll be on the opposite side, about the same dimensions as that big slab I just cut. So this is the slab I'm working with. It was decently easy to get my corners here to here flat with the winding stick. I planed them down nice and level, and then I snapped a chalk line between the two. That's when I noticed I got quite the hump in the middle of it. So I'm working that now, and I've already done a ton of work. I started with the plane, and I thought there's got to be a better way. So I went after it with a chisel, and then you can take chunks off, but with all that squirrely grain, you do have to be very careful not to tear deeper into it. I haven't made myself my mallet yet, so a rubber mallet, not ideal, but it worked. I took a good bit off just working away at it there. And then Heidi ordered me, what's that dude's name? The Woodwright shop guy. Anyways, everybody knows him but me. So he was showing how he was flattening a board for a Sawhorse project, something like that. No, it wasn't that. It had a big section. Anyways, what he did was he took that chalk line and then he took a plane. His was a Stanley 45, I think. So the Stanley 45 will ride along that edge and make a very consistent groove. I just have a shoulder plane, a medium shoulder plane, but at least it has no edges on it, so I could run it right down the middle if I wanted. It would cut a chunk right out of the middle, unlike all your normal planes, which would just ride on these edges like skates, and the middle would never touch after your first few passes. So I started working this down here, just taking little bits, and to get down to my line, And that's working pretty well. I'm pretty excited about it. Next step, I get to use some African tools. So these are the tools that are used for making djembe drums, or a mortar and pestle for pounding grain out of a stump. This is a smaller one. It's actually more for carving. Got a smaller head on it. So this would be your standard one, flat-toothed. You could shape the outside of it, the outside of your log, to get it evenly round. You could start your cuts into the middle. And then this one is more like an adze, although it doesn't. Adze oftentimes will have a pretty flat section here, at least in America, and these rounded edges. This one is all round. So we'll see how that works for getting this level. And also, it's got a crazy long gooseneck on it. Well, that's because if you want to go down deep into the djembe, you need to be able to reach with that. So I won't need that for this, and it probably will damage my control a little bit. But what I'll do once I got it here, got both sides down to the line, then I'll come at it kind of lumberjack style under my feet and peel back the grain there. Once again, I'm going to have to be careful because of this grain that changes directions all the time. Anyways, I'm excited to try it. Once that's done, once I have a level side, then I've got to mark that half-inch piece and saw through the sucker all the way through. What, baby? Oh yeah. Glass bottles are bad toys. Thank you. Johnny bag of glass. So, what was I going to... Oh, the saw. So, this local guy tells me that he sharpens even his big tooth rip saws. He sharpens them with crosscut saws. I'm not sure I'm willing to change the saw I spent so much time on, but it really interests me. I want to give it a go. So I don't know. Got this saw the kids made for Father's Day a while back. Just hung it on the wall and painted the best dad I ever saw on it. And I'm thinking about pulling that off the wall and sharpening it crosscut. I don't have any crosscut saws, so I was thinking about sharpening that one crosscut to see how it compares for a rip cut to the rip cut saw that I've been using. Either way, my best estimates from the little experience I have say that I'll be sawing on this bad boy once I get it flat for 3 weeks, and it's probably a little optimistic. But we're going to do this bench all with hand tools. I just saw your video of you making that bed for your room. Good man. Take care of that wife of yours. We like her a lot. Love you, bro. Bye.